we are going to see the branches from the cervical part of the facial artery. This is the common carotid artery dividing into an external carotid artery and internal carotid artery. From the external carotid artery, the facial artery emerges and gives off the cervical branches. Then it crosses the lower border of the mandible into the face and gives off the facial branches. So we will see the cervical branches one by one. The first one, that is ascending palatine artery, and this artery, it arises from the proximal loop of the facial artery and ascends along the pharyngeal wall between the styloglossus muscle and the stylopharyngeus muscle. This is the styloid process. So this muscle will be the styloglossus and this muscle will be the stylopharyngeus. It ascends between the ascending palatine artery, ascends between them. Then it goes on in the superior aspect, and once it reaches the upper border of the superior constrictor muscle, this muscle is the superior constrictor muscle. At the upper border of the superior constrictor muscle, it winds around and accompanies the levator veli palatini and supplies the structures there: soft palate, tonsil, wall of the pharynx, and auditory tube. Next branch is the tonsillar artery. The tonsillar artery arises distal to the ascending palatine artery and they ascend and pierce the superior constrictor muscle at this region. And the tonsillar artery is the principal arterial supply of the tonsil. Next group of branches are the glandular branches, which is not shown in this figure, that will supply the submandibular gland. Since the artery is passing superficial to the submandibular gland, obviously the glandular branches are going to supply the submandibular gland. Next branch is the submental artery. This is the submental artery. It arises when the facial artery winds around the lower border of the mandible, and the submental artery runs forward along the lower border of the mandible and lies on the mylohyoid muscle. Here the underlying muscle will be the mylohyoid. This muscle will be the anterior belly of digastric. Deep to that, the muscle lying will be the mylohyoid. So the submental artery lies on the mylohyoid muscle. It supplies the adjoining structures. Then anastomoses with the branches of the inferior alveolar arteries and the inferior labial arteries. So this is the inferior alveolar artery and it gives off a submental branch over here. The submental artery of the cervical part of facial artery anastomoses with the submental branch of the mental branch of the inferior alveolar artery. Also, this is the inferior labial artery, which is a branch of the facial part of the facial artery. This inferior labial artery also anastomoses with the submental artery. Here also the anastomosis occurs. Next is the branches of the facial artery in the facial part. In the face, it provides three sets of named branches. First one is the inferior labial arteries. Then second one is the superior labial arteries. This is the facial part of the facial artery, and the superior labial artery will provide, this is the inferior labial artery and this is the superior labial artery. The superior labial artery will supply the upper lip, and it has a septal and a alar branch, which also supplies the mobile part of the nasal septum and ala of the nose. Then these two arteries will anastomose freely across the middle lane so that cut arteries spurt from both ends. The next artery will be the lateral nasal artery, and this facial artery ends by anastomosing with the dorsal nasal branches of the ophthalmic artery. This is the dorsal nasal branch. Facial artery goes there and anastomoses with it.